in the middle. Don't close anybody around. Wait until I show the people with the license. When the kids come to you to get some pictures, please don't accept because it will take many time or more time for that.
I understand.
A lot of pictures for kids, many kids. Your dreams come true, my friend.
This is so great. Look at the parasailer.
Here is Min Kaura or Mykonos. Three big ones for the three kings. Father, son, grandson. One family, one line, but not one size. The biggest, the middle, and the smallest. Okay? Then we have like 6 small pyramids here. 3 here and 3 here. 6 small pyramids for the wives, for the mothers, for the family. I mean, we have like 9 pyramids in one line. One together, get the whole view of the 9 pyramids. And the way back, we set the Sphinx before the exit.
Yes.
This is the great Sphinx, the biggest statue.
Wow.
Let's go. Pyramid, covering the whole body of the tomb, and in a specific day with ice. That's why they make it like a pyramid, to be covered of the whole rays of the sun during the whole day. This is the Giza plateau.
Yes. And it's a quarry. Do they take the rocks from the plateau?
Yes, we have a lot of rocks here, which is limestone. But the granite, ma'am, the granite not from Cairo. The granite is only in Aswan. Aswan is the last point of Egypt, which is like 1,000 kilometers from Cairo. And you can imagine how could they bring the whole stone from Aswan to bring the pyramid here during the 24 years to make the kings happy, to make his tomb. By the way, this is not the first one. The first one is Saqqara, which is the step pyramid of King Zoser. Zoser was the grandfather of King Hofu. And it's the only one is like steps, the very unique one. Oldest pyramid in the world. Thank you. And the oldest stone structure in the mankind. Before this one in Saqqara, nobody understood how to use stone to build. They used trees, palm trees, branches of wood, but this is the first one to use stones in Saqqara. So the king came here to make his pyramid higher, to be higher than the people, higher than the flood. The Nile had a big flood every year. The Nile flood was very young, strong, and very dangerous flood. So he was trying to save his tomb, to save his afterlife. The people in that time believed in the reincarnation. The kings will die, but they will reborn again to have another life. That's why they mummified them. Mummification was a very holy process only for the kings and the queen, and some priests by the time becomes very familiar. But I mean, they get the organs of the kings and they mummified him in a very good condition. It was a very holy process. We're gonna talk about mummification later, but we're gonna see the mummies in the museum when you go to visit the mummies. And the flood was coming every year until 1965. In that time, we built the high dam in Aswan. That time we built the high dam and no more floods and no more crocodiles. You cannot jump. So when you go to Aswan, please don't swim behind the high dam. A lot of alligators, a lot of crocodiles are waiting for you. Don't swim. Don't even. You know, sister, we have a very famous village in Aswan. We call it the Nubian village. It's amazing. The people or the farmers are picking the alligators and keeping them at home to show for the tourists, to play with them like a pet. They have a lot of alligators in the cages, and they can carry them, they feed them. Alligators and some crocodiles. It's the Nubian village on the border of the Nile behind the dam. But after the dam, no crocodiles and no flood. After the flood was stopped, we built the high dam. I mean, people came closer to build their buildings here around the pyramid, like the hotels and houses and everything. By the way, this hotel is the most famous hotel in Cairo and Giza. We call it Mina House. The Mina House Marriott.
Yeah.
Not my house.
Not your house.
I hope so, but it's just the here from another quarry in Cairo, but the granite is only from Aswan. Every pyramid has like 3 kind of stones. Granite inside the burial chamber, you're gonna see when you go inside. Second is the limestone, which is clear now. The third one is the sandstone, which is in the top of the second pyramid. So it was, all of them were very smooth and shiny because they covered them with the sandstones.
Sandstone. I thought it was limestone, but they covered them with the sandstone.
Both. But the softness or the soft one is the sandstone, which is very easy, and they could mix it with water, so it is very smooth and sharp and very shiny like so. But it falls down. By the people climbing, well, people stole it, and also maybe by the erosion.
I see.
Fall down, and by the time it's almost like 4,700 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
So let's go close, and I can show you how they read it. Now, first of all, we have to touch the pyramid to get the power, get the energy.
Yes.
If you like to touch, if you like to push the pyramid, let's see how strong you are.
We're going to.
Touch the only wonder remaining of the ancient wonders of the world. 5,000 years ago, the king have come again to his throne. The king has touched his
take a picture
big building,
of me.
please.
Wow, I'm here. I'm touching the big king's sandstone.
Limestone of King Khufu pyramid.
I can't believe people would climb
The
up
biggest
there.
pyramid in the world.
Wow.
Can you believe, my brothers? This is 3 million stones. 3 million is blocks. If you don't believe, you have to count. Okay? I'll give you 2 years.
Wow. And they bring them on like by people
I'll tell you
falling
now.
there, and they
Yes, you're almost right.
almost ready.
Can you please look at this, my friends? How could he join all of these stones, all of these rocks without any cement? No cement, no concrete in the time. How? They just choose this stone in the middle here, my friend, which is the limestone, which is very salty. If you look here, my brother, you find there were like crystal salt or salt crystal stones here inside. Once the water come in the year in the winter time, it's melt and filling the gaps naturally. So you can see
It
by the time.
reprecipitates.
Yes.
It dissolves and reprecipitates.
It's
Wow.
melt by the water touch, and they melt and fill the gaps naturally. So by the time it becomes like natural cement, natural concrete, and fill it one piece. They have no cement. So look at this, my friend. You see no gaps, no holes inside the stones. They just put one by one, regular sizes, and they put like interlock, one inside the other one. And by the time the salt filled or melted inside.
Wow.
Look how they're very smart to make it. The pyramid was 150 meters high. Now it's almost 40 meters high because the top fall down, and we believe it was covered with gold and was stolen 2,000-3,000 years ago. We found that in a papyrus. Papyrus is like a paper. They mentioned everything in the papyrus scroll. They knew that they're making very great things, so they mentioned everything they did in the papyrus. Papyrus is the first paper in the world. It's like a flower growing in the delta, and they could extract the inner part, which is the soft part, and make it very soft and flat, and they could write everything on it. Papyrus is the key of the history. Without the papyrus, we wouldn't reach anything from our history. So we're usually finding many papyrus scrolls in the temples, in the tombs, in the pyramids. Until now, we're still finding the history in a papyrus. So we're still waiting for many papyrus scrolls to show us more about our history. Especially in Saqqara, we're finding a lot of tombs. So papyrus was a very holy flower, symbol for love and symbol for Upper Egypt. The lotus flower also was a symbol for Lower Egypt. The lotus flower, which is very nice to smell, and they could squeeze it to put over the mummy of the king. That's why the mummies are preserved now in the museum.
Wow.
So papyrus and lotus, the most two holy flowers. You're gonna listen this word all the time during stay in Egypt. Lotus and papyrus, lotus and papyrus. That's why today, if you have a chance, before or after the museum, we have to look for the Papyrus Institute or Papyrus Museum. It's like a small museum or a small place. For 15-20 minutes, they show you how they make the oldest paper in the world. Something very unique, very old, but coming in a modern way. They show you how they make it, how they write it, how we record everything fine in the pyramids. They have also another place for the perfumes, for the essential oils. We smell it without alcohol. It was in Saqqara. Before this one, in Saqqara, nobody used the stones, they used the palm trees and trees. But the engineer Imhotep was a very famous architecture. He was a great mentality. And the Virgin Pyramid, or the Red One. Now, my brother, we come for the fourth one, the Great Pyramid. Why we call it great? Because this is the biggest pyramid in the world, the greatest one in the world, the biggest stone structure in the mankind, almost 2.9 million stones. The smallest one from 5 tons. The heaviest one is almost like 35 tons. One piece of stones. This one has almost like 3 million stones. 3 kinds of stone: granite, limestone, and sandstone. So, can you believe, my brother, the granite is only coming from Aswan? The whole granite inside the pyramid coming from Aswan. So they bring it from Aswan the whole way up to Cairo or to Giza here. And here is the location in Giza Plateau. The Nile stopped here before the high dam. The flood was coming until here. So the Nile reaches this point, like 500 meters. And then they make something like ram. You know rams? Sand rams. The sand ram. They put the stone one by one. They tie it very well by linen ropes. And then they put some scrolls of food on the ram. They lubricate it by putting some oil. Lubricate it, and then they push it. Many people push and many animals pull from the other side. To get one stone for the top here, it takes many days to get one stone because it was very heavy, from 5 to 40 tons. I can tell. Once you bring it here, my friend, they have another engineers, another process to climb or to carry these stones up to the pyramid to get one by one. It was a very holy process, very hard process to move.
Go around
yes,
and around.
around to get the top. And once they get the top, they have to get down by finishing it, putting the covering, I mean the sandstone and the limestone at the end. Inside here is the granite. In the middle here is the limestone. At the end is the limestone and sandstone to be
So inside there's granite.
Yes, must be, because it's the heaviest one.
Oh, I see.
If they put it at the end, it will be collapsed. But they must put it in the middle to be like balance it.
I see.
Okay.
So they learned from the Greeks about how to make a pyramid. How did they learn to make the pyramid using the angles and the sun?
Nobody didn't learn from the Greeks. We just learned from ourselves.
That's
Everybody
right.
learned from us.
Ah, okay.
We could do a great pyramid for the level you believe the aliens built it.
Yes.
You make sense? It was so great, so we can believe the aliens, the Greek, the Jewish, the slaves, but they were not slaves, by the way. The workers were not slaves, they were just Egyptian workers. They were paid. How? 17 years ago, we found the papyrus scrolls showing us the wages or the salaries of the workers during that. During that, we have like 4 months, we call them the flood season. We have agriculture season, harvest season, and the flood season. In the flood season, nothing to do, it was flood. The king was very smart to give the people money to live and also to make his tomb during these 4 years. And also to bring the stones by the water. It's the only way to bring the stones during the flood. Because the Nile was very far. But in this time, the flood season, the Nile was very close. So he could bring or push the stone until here and then they pushed it up to here. That's why they were not slaves. They were not slaves. I mean, they were just paid. They were Egyptian workers.
Okay.
And the king was very happy after they built his pyramid. So behind this pyramid, we have a big land of land, a big piece of land. We call it the cemetery or the workers' tombs. They are buried behind him. So he was happy, so he gave him this piece of land to be buried behind. So we call it now the workers' valley. Or the cemetery of the workers.
So it makes sense. The year is divided into 4-month periods. When it floods, people can't work, but it makes it easier to transport the blocks.
Thank you. 2 in 1.
Okay. 2 in 1.
Yes.
I'll stop. Okay, one more. Linda, right here. Linda, don't take stuff.
Okay, many pictures. Watch out the edge.
Stop, please. No, stop, please.
Well, you can
Das kostet doch nicht vor, dass er 30 Euro und hat die einfach maßlos übertrieben. Ich sage 54, aber dann haben die der Kaffeegeschäfte.
Okay, this way. Okay. All right. Yes.
Yes, please. Cairo.
Keep your phone, yes.
Yes.
It's worth it because you go on the canal, you see the granite inside, and it's easier to go for you. And this area, maybe you are not coming with the group tomorrow. I'm not sure. Maybe they take you for the high point over there, but here you go closer to the pyramid. See the second one? By the way, my friend, here is the bazaar. Here also a small bazaar. They have Egyptian-made stuff, like for statues, for magnets, for pyramids like that. If you like, you can have a look on the way back. Now I'm going to show you the man of the camel that will make a deal with him for the money. Just enjoy it with your stuff, and I will pay him for the money. You just enjoy it, and please take care of the driver.
You press the top button to take a video. And there's Charles.
Wait, I will turn the camera.
Okay. There he goes.
Don't worry.
Yes. Now he's.
King and Rambo!
Hey. It's good. Wow.
Rambo, give me one case.
Yeah. So you can wave, Charles. Yeah. He's waving, yeah. There's my camera. Okay. You just point it at me and then give it back to me.
I do it?
It's already running.
Okay, hello!
Hello, it's already
Beautiful
running.
queen!
It's okay.
Shakira and the camera! You are a lucky king! Smile! King and the queen in the pyramid! Woo!
You can see the
So-
granite how very smooth and shiny.
So this is the red pyramid.
The red, it's the small one, the third one, but we can't call it the red pyramid because the red granite. By the way, Aswan has like two granite, black and red. The red is more common than the black. It's very strong. My friends, in the way down, please watch your stuff.
Okay.
Watch your head, watch your steps. It's a little bit like a narrow street, narrow channel. You can go by the back side easier to climb the back way. Go back over. You enjoy the comments. Don't allow the guide to go with you.
Okay.
No guides.
Okay.
Only you.
We're going inside the red pyramid.
Stand up, stand up.
I made it for you. I came to take care of you here. The king's coffin here. Charles, is the granite chamber here, where they put the coffin of the king in the middle. And look at the ceiling, looks like the paradise. Make it like in this shape to make him imagine the paradise or feel the afterlife. And behind his door is the sacred door where they kept his belongings, his furniture, his organs were kept inside his corridors, sacred corridors.
Secret. Are there hieroglyphs in here?
No hieroglyphs.
No.
In that time, writing was not the familiar thing. It was not writing. Even no papyrus in that time, so they couldn't mention anything.
And so where is his tomb now? In a museum?
His mummy is. His mummy honestly stolen. We don't know where. But we found his statue here.
Okay. And what about
The coffin from the top. Watch this. The coffin or the chamber from the top. You can imagine the technique how they carve it, how they build it.
So this is the top. This is the top of the chamber we're in before.
On the top side.
Wow. And so there was.
Over there, underground water coming.
Wow.
And now my brother, my sister, let's take you for the best view in this place, for the whole area from the place there to see the Sphinx and the 3 big pyramids, maybe the 4 ones. And then we go for the Sphinx. It will be easy because no kids.
I think
You
we're
can
here.
stop there, you can stop here. I mean, today we did a good job, and if you like, no problem, you can go. But I mean, you save your time.
I think tomorrow is Saturday, right?
You're coming tomorrow or after tomorrow?
No, tomorrow.
Okay.
Then we get on the boat after that.
Also good.
Yeah. So, wow.
In the land to be buried behind his pyramid. So it's a big evidence they are not slaves, they are workers, they are paid.
Well, it's a tribute to them.
Yes?
بقول لك يا بنت اعملي نفسك ما حدش حاجه عندك كده تعالي
Pepper. Let me.
It's good.
You can add some pepper or some salt to be salt.
To the soup.
Yeah, yeah. Up to you.
Good, good.
Enjoy.
We have enough food here for many Egyptians.
So we have the chicken and the beef. And then we have the hummus and the...
Yes, sir.
We make the last time together.
Yes, sir. Good. Enjoy the last day.
You wanted to have the cup of coffee, so we'll have the
Yeah.
cup of coffee at the Grand Egyptian Museum.
Maybe yes.
And
Maybe yes.
we'd be looking at it together.
Yes, sir. With pleasure. But this also amazing one. Great one, and it's my phone. You will just do it, and if you want to do it again, look on. If no, it's enough. I think. Yes.
We're going to see some mummies. This is a good photo.
Everybody going in. Look at you. Here we are at the Golden Parade.
So we saw a beautiful movie that showed the procession. April 4th,
April 4th.
2021, when the mummies came to the
You will
museum.
search about it and you find it online.
Okay. We're gonna go in the hall
Take a
now.
picture here.
Okay.
The pyramids, look at the screen. All of these hieroglyphics is found in the tomb of the King Tut. And they will show you the mummy now, they will show you the mask of gold. This is the center of the museum. Cairo, downtown Cairo. The Nile.
Nasir copter skeleton. 35,000 years ago.
Capital for the Falcon horse.
It's basalt.
It's a basalt, yes. Made out of basalt and schist.
So was it transported? It must have been transported.
This is bread from thousands of years ago.
عاش يلا عاش ايوه بريد عاش Made the colors and he wrote the first paper in the world, which is the papyrus. The real papyrus you're gonna see behind now, my friends, which is a real piece 4,000 years ago.
It's ISIS. Supposed to be like the mummy inside this kind of coffin, and the coffin must be 5 in 1. Bigger sizes, smaller size until the end. Why? To keep the mummy at the end. So this is like the Russian doll, the Matrushka, 4 or 5 in 1. This is the first one, and the face must be covered of gold to be shiny, because the gold is the color of the god, the sun at that time. So the sun inside this tent. Her name is. This is the first chess game in the world, the first idea of the chess. Words behind the king, he wrote it, and it was composed during the opening of the museum. King Akhenaten. So is this a statue of him?
Just a statue.
From where?
From Amarna.
Amarna.
Amarna is the Middle Kingdom.
And this is the real, because we've seen a replica of this.
No,
you know.
we have a lot of original ones. In the old museum, we have 4 statues like this.
Wow. And so it has a woman and a man together. That was.
No sexual organs are free.
عارفين دي لعبة زي ايه؟ دي بقى لعبة كانت زمان الفراعنة. دي كانت أشهر لعبة الفراعنة بعض. عم عاصم يعمل كده؟ طيب انا اعمل كده.
Carving is very hard. Okay, go closer.
Yes.
This is the
Coming down the ramp.
Okay, so we just saw the Egyptian Museum of Civilization, and it takes you all the way from the early history, from 35,000 years to skeleton, to the mummies, all the way up through all the different civilizations. And of course the highlight is the mummy. So we went downstairs and we saw from the Valley of the Kings, famous people. Seti I, Ramesses II, Tutmosis III, and Hatshepsut, and Nefertari. Incredible historical figures.
Just to give you a camera so you together can get the
I can't. My wife does.
Which one you have, 14 or the 15?
So as we go, can we see the pyramids at sunset? Are we near? We're not near.
We're not in Cairo.
We're in Cairo. That's it. I got it.
لا 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 جماعة الواحد فرح، لازم نروح نحييه. ايوه. لا ممكن بس تجربوا.